All right, welcome to Situations with Moon. And you know how you do when you get with Moon, we're in the situation room. And when you get in the situation room, we talk about things we want to talk about. We talk about things we need to talk about. And today, man, we got a special guest. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Tell the people who you are.
My name White Slime, man, coming straight out of Greenbelt. Yo, what's going on?
It's that hood takeover right here, man. We're in the trenches.
For sure.
And the thing about it is, they say we ain't got no unity. They say that we don't come together and support ourselves. There's unity right here. There's support right here. I want people to not only get to know you, but get to hear you. And I want people to have a better understanding of what it's like in our communities, because a lot of the things, a big part of what we're going through now is mental health.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's about the trials and tribulations that you've been through growing up that shaped and molded you to who you are today.
Yeah.
So it's a saying, right? Speak so I know who you are, right? So basically, people gonna get a chance to hear you speak, you know what I'm saying, and get a little deeper. So where you come up? Where you born and raised?
Born and raised Greenbelt, Maryland. Kind of was bounced over the whole entire DMV though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I done been out Riverdale. My whole dad's side from Riverdale. My whole mom's side from College Park, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Bounced around Bowie, Laurel, Greenbelt, Ellicott City. You know what I'm saying? Basically all types, all over the place, you know what I'm saying? Eastern Shore. I mean, I done moved all over the place, but you know, where I really feel like I'm from is Greenbelt, just because of the situations and, things that have happened there to make me feel like that's where home is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I could call home. I done been bounced over so many places, but I feel like when I come back, like this where I feel like resonates with me the most to call home. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you what it was like at home. Did you have a mother and a father?
I had a mom and I got a mother and a father. My dad alcoholic early. He been drinking since he 18. He just now recently got sober after, drinking for all them years. But father alcoholic, mother drug addict. She left around the time I was like 14. Moved to California, kind of just dipped. I ain't seen her in like 10 years for real. You know what I'm saying? Um, Very abusive household. Both sides split, divorce. I don't smoke. Appreciate it though. But
We won.
you know what I mean? So very, very conflicted household, very abusive emotionally, physically, you know what I'm saying, mentally. Unstable conditions is kind of a was kind of just a regular, was a normal for me, you know what I'm saying? My parents got divorced at an early age. So I was getting knocked all over, you know what I'm saying? When I was 15, I got took in by my aunt. Shout out her for real. If it wasn't for her, I feel like I would have died for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really had nobody in my corner. I ain't had nobody to go to. And she really, you know, extended that leash, extended that arm, kind of took me in to mold me into a good man, instead of becoming what I could have been under the circumstances that I was in, under the circumstances I was facing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of some of the things that was going on early
So
on.
how were you when you jumped off the porch?
Jumped off the porch like playing with guns, or jumped off the porch as in
So let's go back before. There's a two-part question there.
for sure.
Growing up, it's important for everybody to know that as kids, we was taught to throw rocks at cars, throw rocks at police, steal bikes, knock cluckers out, do all this type of shit. This was before the drug era and the gun era.
Yeah.
What was you into as a kid? Was you riding bikes, playing sports? What was you into?
I ain't really get into sports until I was older, for real, for real. When I was early on, especially when I was in Greenbelt, we like to go through cars. I think that was the most fun we had. We also like to climb shit, or like, you know what I'm saying, trespassing. climbing like schools, Eleanor Roosevelt, getting on top of the fucking buildings. You know what I'm saying? We really like going in the cars, busting out windows, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That was the early on ding dong dish, you know, shit like that. Like that was fun for us. Like whatever it was, we really love being outside. You know what I'm saying? If there was any chance that we could, we would sleep outside if we.
Yeah, kids don't go outside now. They ain't outside like they was. They motherfuckers in the house playing games and shit.
Yeah, man, shit ain't the same, man.
But so then how old was you when you picked the pistols up?
I ain't gonna lie, probably around like the age 16, 17, when I really got my first. You know, I was always around the guns, but my area wasn't really too conflicted. Like it wasn't really too wasn't too much going on murder wise. Like we seen a couple bodies, you know what I'm saying? We seen people die, type shit, but it wasn't an everyday occurrence. It wasn't like, you know, how shit going on in the city and, you know, during them times and shit. It wasn't a lot of bodies getting dropped around my way, at least. So, you know, I ain't really stopped picking up guns until I was like 17. Whatever.
What forced you to pick the gun up?
It was kind of a forced it was kind of a forced situation to where as though, you know, one of my men got locked up uh for a body. You know what I'm saying? Free him. And it was kinda like, you know, everybody was cool with both of the parties, and it kinda had to, like, force you into a side, you know? It was kinda like pick a side, how you feel about this situation. You know what I'm saying? Do you love this person enough to stick with him through the trials and tribulations and understand you made a mistake because you fuck with the, you know, kinda situation? So, that was kind of what made me it was just like a beef that was brewing, and you kinda had to just get ready for that shit.
So how was you getting money?
Um I ain't gonna lie. I was really getting money off of guns for real. That's really why they call me White Slime. Um, I don't really wanna say too much, you know what I'm saying? I don't wanna really say too much, but yeah, but that's really I was making a lot of money off of that type of shit, and I kinda used that shit to my advantage, like, you know, being white. I use being white as an advantage. People more trustworthy. They like, "Oh, he ain't on shit. He's sweet for real." He champ. He ain't on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Bring it back to the
I'm using them. You know what I'm saying? It's
bring
like
it back to the hood.
how you think shit's sweet. It's whole time I'm playing my part. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, playing my part and then I'm using it on them. That's why really they call me White Slime for real. I'm like up 12-0 on the irons. So, you know, and another thing is too that like that ain't really nothing for me to brag about though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Not
as I've gotten older, I seen like my face card be no good no more, and that fucked my money up a lot, you know? Like, trapping, I couldn't trap right now if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not only do I gotta worry about what I'm going with beefing-wise, hood-wise, whatever, but it's also I got miscellaneous alias people that I done did what I did to, and now I'm always watching my shoulder, I'm always looking over, you know? So it's like, that type of shit when I was young was just it was what it was, you know what I'm saying? It's a learning lesson, and it's just yeah, it just is what it is. Gotta take it. You gotta take it.
So when you was young, um, listening to music as a kid, who was some of your musical influences?
Um, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was dropping the Carters. I'm Not a Human Beings. The Outkast. You know, always gotta fuck with the Go Go. You know what I'm saying? Mother always clean on Sunday, playing Go Go, playing the R&B. You know what I'm saying? Um, I was inspired in a lot of ways by a lot of different genres of music. My father was big into reggae. He used to go to Jamaica all the time. You know what I'm saying? As a youngin', as I can remember, as long as I can remember, was watching Shadas. You know what I'm saying? Watching Shadas, and then you know even Spanish music. I'm watching Blood In, Blood Out. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh shit.
so it's like, you know, that type of shit. I was really into a lot of music as a kid. I was around a lot of people who would introduce me to new different shit. You know what I'm saying? Different shit.
I was into pop music. For some reason, like pop music always had a feel good
Mm,
type of vibe.
mm,
And coming from where I, come from, and, living the life that, I was living, that I was going through, music gave me a little comfort sometimes. Like you said, in the house cleaning up,
Mm.
I would play music that I wouldn't play out in the street.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, how old was you when you decided you wanted to start rapping?
I mean, I've been rapping since I was 14, but and I've had a lot of music before 14 to 19. I think is the official. My official age is when I started, 19. It was kind of more so just like a hobby, a little hobby. Like everybody was rapping when I was around that age. All my friends at the time was rapping. So it was just something to do, something that I enjoyed. And then, I would record music, I pay for it, and I never drop it. I got thousands of songs, I feel like, since I was 14 years old that I ain't never dropped. COVID had just hit, and it was just like, you know what? I'm about to drop a vid. I was trying to look sweet in the vid and my friends shit and da da da. And I was like, you know what? I wanna be the center of the attention of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I wanna be the main character in my own shit. So I was like, fuck it, I'm about to start rapping. And I felt like I had the image. I felt like I had the vouch behind me. I feel like I had, you know what I'm saying, the street credibility type shit, but I really ain't even think too deep into that kind of shit for real, but I mean, it came together in the end for real.
So, uh, you know, um, how long, because you said you was making music and you wasn't dropping it.
Mm.
So how people get hip to you? How they get hip to your music? How did your name get out there if you wasn't, dropping your music?
It was more so just off the strength of my friends who was making music, you know what I'm saying, at the time. It was more so just seeing me in the videos, being around town, knowing me from, Instagram for real, like, back in the day, like, Instagram had me in a chokehold to, like, beef on the net, going live, you know what I'm saying, knowing that I'm from this area, dissing and all this other goofy ass shit that I was doing, you know what I'm saying, at the time, and that's kinda really how my name got around. They just knew me from that type of, environment on Instagram for real. Just the socials, me perping and known for, like, just dragging on the people I'm sliming and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That's really kinda how my name got around. Then, the music came, it was kinda like they was tuning in to see, you know, how I was working with it.
So what's your now again, we got another one, don't do drugs. And I'm just trying to tell you, it's just like a lot of them, you ever been to jail?
Yeah.
A lot of them, they don't do drugs, and we're gonna get into jail. But when you go record, what get you in your jam before you record?
Honestly, it's kinda just a self-motivated tip that I'm on. Like, it's just like, if it's kinda just, I don't even book a session until I'm in that mode, and it's just a type of mode that I'm in where it's just like, I just wanna rap, you know what I'm saying? It's not even nothing particular or as big as, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta drink, I gotta do a push up, or you know what I'm saying, I'm working out or I'm cleaning, or it's more so just like a mode that I'm in, like, damn, I'm bored of shit. I'm trying to rap for real. Like, I just got some shit to get off my mind. I'm going through some shit, you know what I'm saying? Really, it really could be anything at any given point, you know what I'm saying? At the end of this interview, I can be like, fuck it, I'm about to go rap right now. You know what I'm saying? I just go do it.
You take girls to the studio, or you go with the men, or you go by yourself?
I can do all of it for real, but I don't really like bringing women to the studio. I got a girl and shit. We've been together for 3 years and shit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Rap, rap.
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to I had to clear it, sorry, but bro, you hear me? So yeah, but I never was into the whole bring the girls to the studio shit. That shit get a little political and shit like that. I don't really trust a lot of shit. I don't go to studios unless they got security cameras and shit like that. Like, I don't really trust a lot of shit. That's another thing that come with that shit I was telling you about. What comes with doing that cool shit when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, is that now I'm very paranoid. I'm always on 10. I'm watching every car. I don't trust nobody. I don't even care if I know you for 10 years. You don't even know where I live at. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit that comes with this shit. Is the shit look cool on the internet. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You got your own battles you gotta live with. You know what I'm saying?
So the jail part.
Mhm.
What's the longest you ever been locked up?
Only been in jail one time, 3 to 5 3 to 5 hold in DC for a pistol, no priors. So I did 3 to 5 day hold, not really nothing to even bring up for real, but I did get to meet a lot of good men in that show, I'm not gonna lie to you. In the little days that I was in there, I ain't even hit the block, you know what I'm saying? That just goes to show you I'm an intake,
Yeah.
3 to 5, you know what I'm saying? I damn near was in there for 3.5, I probably didn't even do the whole 5, I really don't even remember how much days I was in there, but I was in there cooling. 23 and 1, ain't shit to do, selling cool as shit. Fat Trill had came in that joint, you know what I'm saying? Everybody geeking off that shit, so, you know, it wasn't really nothing, but I do got a good little story about that that kinda really changed my life for the better, that I didn't even know it was capable of even happening, you know what I'm saying? I had just turned 18, got booked for a pistol, and I thought my life was over. Felony charge, yeah, DC a little bit more sweet on the time tip, um, but I had a felony as soon as I turned 18 for real. Like, my life over. I gotta do construction for the rest of my life. I'm hitting my face, tap my face, like, fuck it, my life gone. Like, I don't even have nothing to it's over. You know? My lawyer hit me with the Child Act, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know about that. I think it's the Child Act or it's the Youth Act. It's basically a law or it's like a agreement that has to do with your plea to whereas they'll basically once you finish out your time probation-wise or time-wise, that your case gets sealed and signed off by the judge. So I'm a gun felon at 18 years old, you know what I'm saying? Somehow slipped the system, you know what I'm saying? At 21 years old of age, you know what I'm saying? Concealed carry. So I'm on both sides, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like I done did all this cool shit back in the day, got to where, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be streetwise, whatever. Hopped out the streets for real, kinda ain't wanna be on that tip, got a concealed carry, and now it's like my rights is restored, and it's a different feeling, like, I ain't never felt like this before, I ain't never felt like, "Damn, I thought my life was over a couple years ago," you know what I'm saying? And now I got my rights restored, and it's just like
So 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 do you, how hard do you try to protect your rights? Man, you understand?
very, 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 very I'm protected by I'm not gonna lie, I don't even wanna ride with you in the car if you got pack on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very serious about that shit. I seen how fast your life could just slip away like that. Your rights gone. You gotta look over your shoulder for the rest of your life. You can never protect yourself. Not even on that, just on some American tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even be an American. Like, you a felon, you can't even be a real American. You can't even like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on that type of tip, like, it's like so, like, I'm very crucial with that type of shit. Like, I don't even wanna be around you if you want some and that's why I'm saying, like, the streets kinda just I dipped off from the streets little by little, and it was harder and harder. I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you know what I'm saying? And it kinda just put me in a perfect position to better my life, and I didn't even it was really God for real.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
No question. So, and again, like, we talked about this and it it make us hypocrites because we grew up in this street shit
Yeah,
and we live this street shit and we got a code that's in our heart that we go by.
yeah,
And you got these kids that's coming up under us that look up to you and want to follow in your footsteps and emulate you.
yeah.
What message you got for them?
Message I got for the kids is and, you know, this is definitely coming off of the legal tip now, you know what I'm saying? Is you know, it's hard to even give a message to the kids, you know what I'm saying? And I've thought about this type of question for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Is what do you I mean, we had a conversation side by side just a little minute ago off camera, and it's like, you know, the staying in school and you know what I'm saying, get good grades and stay out of trouble isn't enough, you know? It's gotta be something it's gotta be something that's beneficial, more beneficial for them. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the best thing I got for them, and I'm deep in the union. You know what I'm saying? I love union work. I love union construction. I've had to do it because I was a felon for them probation years. Um, get you in a union. You know, I mean, apprenticeships, they hard to get into, but you know, there's a local 26, there's a local 602 in Lanham, not far from right where we at. You know what I'm saying? It's a school. There's union halls that you can apply to. Um, and if you get into school, you guaranteed 100K after 5 years. And even then, I mean, you're looking at third year apprentices making $50 an hour. I mean, this is money that we looking at rappers that got, you know what I'm saying? This is the type of money that people are signing deals for. This is the type of this is the type of money I'm looking for with this rap shit now. You know what I'm saying? Making 150K a year, 200K a year off of doing construction. You know what I'm saying? And by that time you were foreman and you really just kicking your feet up telling, you know, so that's really the best advice I can give to any youngin is really, you know, get into them unions, stick your head into them unions because it is beneficial for you to have it kind of is like a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Behind you, backing you and teaching you the ropes and actually having a trade under your belt, in my honest opinion.
So, who you listening to now?
Uh, I'm listening to I'm listening to Spook. I'm listening to Spook. We signed by the I mean we under the same management right now. I'm listening to Spook. He going crazy right now. I'm listening to you know all the artists coming up and the Who Already Up Savage, Baby J-Mo, Flock, Lil Dude, Tay Dog. You know what I'm saying? I really fuck with them type of guys, you know what I'm saying? Like those are the type of people I was looking up to. Not so much as like no Savage in them, but you know the Big Flock, the Thrax, the you know what I'm saying, Tay Dog that was coming up, Lil Nye, all them type of dudes who was coming up um in the DMV area. That's kind of who I always been kind of sticking with for real throughout this shit.
What you got going on now musically?
And I'm trying to drop that next hit. I'm trying to make sure that the next thing I got is better than the last. That don't got so much antics in it. That don't got too much controversial. Cause you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a controversial rapper. I'm not trying to make my whole headline of what I do always being like a meme, always being something talked about because it's race related. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to make a name for myself on some damn he could really fucking rap. I know this is what they want though. I know they want me to talk about spit on our ops. They want me to talk about banging that fucking drizzy. You know what I'm saying? They want me to talk about slamming irons. They want me to talk about taking down shit. But you know, at the end of the day, I got some shit in the vault that, you know, some real shit. I feel like, you know, some mental health shit, some slow shit, some singing shit, some heartfelt shit that is gonna come a little later on, but you know, shit just gotta be put in place for me to go up, you know?
So, let me ask you this, because we talking mental health.
Yeah, for sure.
So, me coming up in the streets, a lot of the things that I went through in the streets, you had to bury your feelings. You had to be heartless,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And when you out here dealing with, um, shooting at police, shooting at ops, and you're going through all of this, and you've been locked up for murders, and you're beefing in the jails, and
Uh-huh.
you got to be heartless because these numbers that these courts throwing at you is football numbers. You know what I mean? You got to be heartless. And so, as a kid going through these systems, I never could trust nobody to talk to about what I was going through to get any kind of advice. So I always had to keep everything in, right? And I just had to learn through my mistakes, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
would ask questions, but you know what I mean? Just I would try to keep my shit protected, right? Um, After so many years of that,
Mm.
when I got, older and I got into situations of writing poetry,
Yeah.
writing music, people say, express yourself, right? Say how you feel. I can't. I don't know how to express myself. Like it's hard for me to open up, I don't even know how I feel. You know what I mean? Everything with me was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how I feel. So with you said that you making these songs and you opening up more. Is it easy for you to open up about the things that you been through in your life, or do you have things that's buried in you that you still don't know how to talk about yet?
I definitely do still got some shit buried that I don't know if I ever bring a light, but it has made it kinda easier, and Imma tell you why, because, I lost a lot of people to mental health, and a lot of people don't even know that about me, but, these 2 I don't even know what side it's on. These 2 leaves on my face, it's now because I caught 2 bodies, you know what I'm saying? I lost 2 men, my uncle and a real close friend in Greenbelt, to suicide in October in the same month, you know what I'm saying? Actually committed suicide right in the woods by my house, you know what I'm saying? So, it's made it it's made it realer to me. It's made it more real that, you know what I'm saying, that these things are happening in our community that, people are not talking about. People are trying to now, I know, incorporate the mental health programs and shit like that. But it's made it more real for me to have honest conversations. You know what I'm saying? It it's just kind of something that has to now. In my family, I make it be known. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, mental health wise, how are you doing? I don't want to hear no okay shit. What the fuck is you dealing with? Is you straight? How you gonna get over it? But I'm also a God fearing man, so it's like, you know, God is God is it for me. I talk to God. You know what I'm saying? I don't even necessarily have to talk to anybody about my problems. I do sometimes shut a little insider, but it's also that thought in the back of your mind is they gonna look at me like I'm weak. They're gonna take this for granted. They're gonna use this as an advantage over me. This is how they. So I think that's always a thought in the back of my mind, but it's definitely real for me to get that shit out one way or another.
When you put your music out, we know that musically you talented and you're gifted. And like I said, um, we can put your music on with no face and nobody will know who that is. They're gonna like your music. Um, because you talking this street shit, this trap shit, do you get any type of resistance?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but as I seen on the post that I just made recently, it's more love than hate. And I'm also a white boy who grew up in PG County. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest, like, yeah, it's hate, but I'm also give PG County grace because it's like, I've noticed it a lot, like, and I'm gonna say it like this: Black people are way more open arms than white people is. In my opinion, I've seen it from my side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? As far as walking into a white person's household, how I look as I come, you know what I'm saying, and being judged. And then, being with my girl, she's black and her family is like, it's just automatic love. I've never gotten hate in real life, you know what I'm saying, on a race level. So I get resistance. I'm talking about the streets, but it's also like, I'm talking gangster. I'm saying all this shit, whatever. It's like they gonna say I'm not gangster enough. And then when I show him I'm gangster enough, oh, he crashed out.
Yeah,
He dumb as
you
shit.
got kill 50 people,
Yeah, so it's
chop
like,
all their heads off. You got to do all this goofy ass shit to
yeah.
prove that you.
Just for them to laugh at you when you locked up, like, oh, he crashed out. His dumb ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck about that type of shit, man. It is what it is. I'm living day by day.
So let me ask you a question about your growth. So growing up the way that you grew up, it's a lot of kids out here like you. Growing up the way I grew up, it's a lot of kids out here like me.
Mhm.
Um, we're making you mayor right now. I'm gonna make you mayor. And what would you do to make it better for the youth if you was in charge?
So look, I seen that, and I kind of agree with this at a certain level. That, I think it was the mayor of DC or Maryland, Westmore. I don't remember exactly specifics, but you know they're starting a curfew in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? I kind of agree with that a little bit to a certain extent. These youngins out here, they not like my youngins. They wasn't like me when when I was young, and I don't know if they was like you when you was young.
Fuck no.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like it got to a level where, you know, the generations was carrying deuce deuce. Then they was carrying Glock. Now they got a switch. Now they got a Drake. Now they got a Peasy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard to even speak on this shit. It's like you don't have an answer for, and you know, I kind of feel for some people who be in power in these situations. It's like you'll never get grace. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be right in the choices you make in a political manner, as long as it's, you know what I'm saying, genuine. But
How do you believe you should implement economic growth to the kids? At what age do you think? Because I see a lot of um kids, especially white kids, they had their kids into a lot of shit 4, 5, 6 years old, right? Um, how old do you think it should be implemented? Because they don't even teach us the economical wealth shit in school, right?
yeah,
We don't we don't even know how to build businesses for ourselves, right? They just teach you how to get a job, ain't right? When you could just live in a system, right?
yeah.
But how do you think, that you should be when you start to I say 4.
Yeah, I think honestly, if 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 it had to be my decision, especially for like my child, you know what I'm saying, I would start them off as early as I can. You know what I'm saying? If I had the generational wealth, or even if I had a little bit something put aside, I mean, I think parents also need to get knowledgeable too about the things that, you know, that can give their child an advantage. Opening up credit cards in their name, you know what I'm saying? Certain shit like that. Like my aunt did that shit for me. I mean, my credit's some bullshit now. I ain't gonna hold you, so it ain't really mean too much. But I mean, I appreciate it. But you know what I'm saying? She did it to me on accident or some, you know what I'm saying? Made me the authorized user on her card type shit. On the go get some shoes for school shit. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden I'm looking at my shit now like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? But it's shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like parents need, it's also like the parents that need to be knowledgeable about that type of shit too. Like we need to start building generational wealth for our children, our community, and you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I think at a young age, 4, shit, 5, I mean, it don't matter. Whatever you can do, you know what I'm saying? Do it, even if it's something small. You know what I'm saying? Take out a savings, take out a trust, take out, you know what I'm saying? Anything can help, but parents do got to start being more knowledgeable about that. I hope when I get to that level of having kids that I am knowledgeable to the point where I could put some shit
You
away
got to start
and
to
watch it
start
grow.
you got to start getting it.
Yeah,
Private. You're gonna have a family.
yeah,
You got to start getting it. The kids gonna come.
coming soon.
So with all that you've been through, what's a good memory you had as a child? Like
Damn,
one of your best memories as a kid.
one of my best memories as a kid, fishing. Man, I used to love going to fish, man. We used to go to Peace Cross all the time. My father used to take me to Peace Cross when I was a youngin'. Um, and this is kind of a generational thing that we always used to do. Like his father, you know what I'm saying? Like I had pictures of my grandfather catching catfish out of Peace Cross. My father got pictures of him catching shit out of Peace Cross. I got pictures of, you know what I'm saying? So fishing was really like at that age, like during them times, my father wasn't so rough off. My mom wasn't so rough off. It was kind of like just peaceful. You know what I'm saying? This before the divorce. This is before the drugs, the alcohol kind of polluted my family. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have great times with my family. You know what I'm saying? During them times, fishing was a great bonding experience for me. You know what I'm saying?
My nephew Nate, shout out to Nate, man. That's Sean's son. He fishing crazy, man. And he take people out on the Anacostia, man, and fish, teach them how to fish.
Yeah.
Um, my grandson fishing crazy. He 5. He fishing
Going
crazy.
crazy.
He good though.
Yeah.
He know what he know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He good. Um, I want to get to because I had you was the mayor, and we did for the kids. Politics,
So
Trump.
yeah.
Politics been a big touchy subject for me, especially with Kamala Harris or Trump running, man. Like you can't, people get offended, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of black women just, you can't say nothing about
Nothing.
Kamala Harris. They goes the fuck off, right?
For sure.
And she's some shit.
Yeah.
And then Trump, you know what I mean? You got motherfuckers doing this, but politics, Trump. One of the it's funny to me, man, but the Hispanics all voted for Trump. And he told them, when you get me in there, I'm gonna send your ass back. They voted for him, and then they running from ICE. And they
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
I will get it.
Yeah. I think it's more so too like, and I know a lot of Hispanics like this, and I fuck with the Hispanics. Shout out to the Hispanics, but
I fucks with this.
fucking, I think a lot of those people who voted though was legal though too. Like it's kind of it's kind of a situation where you do got people who kind of hate on their own race. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you could say the same for myself, but I think it was kind of one of them. Like I talked to a Hispanic who legal, and he like they need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's different perspectives when it comes to that shit. Also research. And I don't do a lot of research, so my political views are kind of like I'm just a very open-minded person when it comes to that type of
Do
shit.
you feel coming from where we come from, that shit help us in any kind of way?
I don't think so.
At all,
I
bro.
don't think so.
Nothing. That shit is theatric.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
don't
I'm
think so.
saying? So, the war shit, the Iran shit.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
I think it's a distraction for something bigger. I think it's something else going on. I mean, you can never pinpoint what the fuck really going on in this world anymore. I mean, with all of the fucking false narratives and the fake news and the AI and all that goofy ass shit now, it's like you don't really never know what's going on. They just trying to put fear in your heart. But one thing about it is, I see a lot of people talking about they God-fearing young men and women, and what I'm saying, we love God and things of that nature. But death. I think Americans really fear death, and I think that's one of the main reasons they could get people to be like get feared.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah, it's
Still
scary. Like, but it's like I'm trying to make peace with death. You know, I'm trying to make peace to where as though like why are people afraid to die? We love God so much. Why would we never? Why are we fear? Why do we fear meeting Him or her or this powerful being? You know what I'm saying? I think I'm trying to get a grasp on it, on trying to understand why do people fear death? Is it where they're at in life? They don't want to go out. They not finished. They feel like they not finished what they doing here on this planet. Do they feel like, you know what I'm saying, they have a bigger objective to complete? Or is it their kids? Is it fear that they can't protect in certain situations? So that's another thing. It's like, they play on our fear political wise, period. All powerful, you know what I'm saying, political people, they play on our fear. And I feel like they begin to us like shit. Like I be looking at that shit and I just be like, this shit goofy as fuck. Like y'all just buying into this Iran shit, like whatever, bro.
yeah,
This should be bullshit.
yeah, I don't feed too much into it. People watch the news, and the news it controls, right? That's why you gotta watch situations with Moon. You ain't got to watch that bullshit. You can watch this real shit right here.
For real.
You know what I mean? This ain't Trump. Trump ain't done shit for us. You're out here struggling. So let me ask you, so why do you think we haven't blown like that with our music yet? Why we just haven't taken off? I watch all these other cities and states and shit take off, and they get to us and we get a little
Yeah.
a little and we don't get the,
No real push.
you know what I mean? Like what the fuck? What's up with that, bro?
I think it's egos and inner city beefs. I mean, really, that's all I could put it. I mean, it'd be great if we could all come together. You know what I'm saying? But it's some shit that, and you know what I'm saying. When bodies get dropped, you can't really. you know? Like when it's bloodshed, you can't really get two people to come. There's no OGs. That's another thing I wanted to say on this. Is like, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, especially in the area that I lived in, was not a lot of OGs, especially, you know, we had some OGs, but they was doing the opposite of what the OG was really supposed to be doing. Ain't no OGs out here giving game. OGs out here, they fiending. They fucked up. They trying to be on the youngin' move. They trying to be like the youngins. They trying to dress like the youngins. They trying to be on the block like the youngins. It's like, you better, I want an OG to come to this block and be like, every one of you little motherfuckers, show me your fucking report card. You can't be out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it need to be some real structured shit, but I don't see that. I don't see no real OGs. It's also parents. It's like parents are letting these kids do whatever the fuck they want. And I feel like I was a part of that. My mother ain't give a fuck what I did. I'm failing school. My mother come into the school. She like, you trying to skip and go to lunch? You trying to go to Wendy's? Like, you know what I'm saying? My mother did not give a fuck. My father did not give a fuck. They don't care. I was about to drop out. I was this close to dropping out. Like I said, my aunt do that open hand, but I didn't have no OGs to teach me the game. You know what I'm saying? To put me in a position where I could get a job or where it was cool to get a job. I wasn't around nobody who had a job. You know what I'm saying? We don't have them OGs that I feel like back in the day they used to have where, you know what I'm
That
saying, it's
shit
structured.
started, and I'm gonna tell you where that happened. I'm gonna tell you how that happened, where that division came from. I had that structure coming up. They locked my whole generation up at 16, 18, wiped it away. So our little brothers and kids, y'all, that's how y'all grew up, right? Now the ones that hung around, they drug addicts, or the ones that got back out, they some bitch motherfuckers that even try to get some type of respect, off a youngin'. Like you said, you still right here with them. Let me tell you something. The older guys don't like the youth, and the youth don't like the older guys. And I remember, being 17 and seeing the older guys getting it. And they was fucking with everybody but us. And I used to sit there and be like, I should get his ass. You know what I'm saying? Bitch ass nigga, but
For real.
that's such and such people's.
Yeah.
I fucks with, you know what I mean? But I'd be
Sure.
like, damn, bro, we right here. So, I had to go elsewhere, to get it. And now when I'm coming back with it, they trying to act like, because now we get more money than them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what y'all doing? Y'all can't. Man, fuck that. The gun's coming out now.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. Like you not
Sure.
going for that. So
Yeah.
it but with me coming back out here, I like fashion. I like music.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that old ass shit. I don't want to wear that old ass shit. It's 2025.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? So when I came back home and I came around my neighborhood, everybody was my son age. They don't know me.
Yeah.
They heard about me their whole life,
Right.
but they don't know me.
Right.
So when me coming home this moon is, they don't know what to expect. Is he gonna come home the man with the big boy cars, the house? Is he gonna come home going hard, kidding? I'm like, what is he gonna do? And I came home confused as fuck, just trying to figure out self-checkout of how to fucking pop. It's
Yeah.
4 fucking signs right
Yeah.
here. It's like, what shit moving a little too fast? So they didn't understand that I believe in God. And they say, if you want to become one with God, you gotta be still. I had to calm down, be still, figure this shit out, right? I've been on for 3 years.
Congratulations, by the way.
I appreciate it, bro. I got a documentary coming out, Many Moons. Be out the end of July, 1st of August. Got the podcast, got music, videos, got the cleaning coming. I got a lot of things going for me. I finished the children's book, clothing line, great come. I'm working hard, right?
No excuses.
Now they starting to see me,
Yeah.
right? But when I came home, everybody was, oh, your man such and such up, go holler at him. Or your man over there doing it, go holler at him. Go holler at no motherfucking body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I left my son and my daughter, and I'm not leaving them no more. So what I need to go holler at them for? A lot of these dudes' names that you name, I really put them where they at. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why they give me so much respect, because I'm responsible for their success. But the streets ain't the same.
No, it's not.
The money not the same, the rules not the same, the people not the same. Like it's just not there. So now that you are gonna be approaching that OG status, make sure that you don't be like them mothers. You done got so caught up into your life, your family, that you ain't got time for the,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Make sure, man, you find a way, because it's not just about staying school. It's about, you was at his game.
Yeah, for sure. Showing support.
You was just at his game. That meant the world to Shorty. Shorty, 9 years old.
Yeah, for sure.
You know his father locked up. You know his mother right there.
Yeah.
You at the game, and it's you
Yeah.
that really, make somebody day. What about collaborations with your music?
Um, so I talked to my managers about this shit too. It was at a point in time, like, and I don't know if y'all know, but this ain't my first time on the scene. You know what I'm saying? I had dropped some shit 2020, and I ain't gonna say as viral as I'm going now. You know what I'm saying? Cause I just did 100K. I ain't never did 100K on the gram. You know what I'm saying? But I did 50K on YouTube, first song coming out during COVID. And you know what I'm saying? I was reaching out for them collaborations at that time. This is when I was getting, you know what I'm saying? I named some of the names. Slam Cedo was hitting me. Big Flock was hitting me. You know what I'm saying? I had Hunchos. I had, you know what I'm saying? Some of these DMV local artists that, I looked up to, and it was kind of like a cash grab for them. You know? It was kind of like oh, shawty, you doing your thing. I'm like, oh yeah, so then what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with a feature? Yeah, here go 2 racks. You need 2 racks. Fuck with me. So it's like, at this point in the time, and I'm not even trying to like be on no blackball shit. If people wanna, I understand that if you gotta pay to play. And I understand that this shit is a business. You know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of not really even looking for no collaborations. I'm trying to go up off of me, you know? Them collaborations gonna come. This just the beginning. That's how I really look at it. But I seen a lot of people kind of using me to make they ends meet, and that's cool. I understand, but you know what I'm saying. A up and coming artist, I don't got 2 racks to just throw on you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't got a down payment for a fucking 2005 Honda right now. You know what I'm saying? To just give you so I can get 100K on a vid. That's not gonna make me no money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I kind of just look at a lot of DMV artists now. It's like,
You doing the business side.
yeah, like,
You're doing it. You're growing. You're growing.
yeah, like I don't know. I just look at that shit like I just peep it. I'm looking, I'm watching. It's like you ain't really. If you really thought I was hard, you would have gave me a chance, and it would have went from there. We could have broke bread when it came that time, because these DMV artists, and no disrespect, but like you said, like we don't. It's like a certain level we reach, and then we don't really make it past that level. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only a certain, just in the DMV, maybe a couple other areas and shit. You could do shows and shit like that, but you ain't reach your fucking peak yet for you to be coming at me on
I'm
some,
gonna tell you like this.
you know.
I think you talented. I'm here to push you. I don't want nothing from you. You make it to $1 billion and you decide to reach back. Shit, I need the help. But
Bro,
at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we're here. Because it's about us coming together and pushing our artists, you know what I mean? And pushing ourselves and allowing our people to speak. Me personally, I've been through enough violence for all us. It's cool. It's cool to talk about what you went through coming up, because it shows what shapes and molds you. But I'm not here to tear the next motherfucker down. I'm here to build a motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying? What the
for
fuck
sure.
is wrong? We stronger together.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And there's so many doctors and, you know what I mean, electricians and plumbers and rappers and actors and models and athletes, and it's endless. You know what I mean? And together, bro, we are stronger.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
listen, bro, it's it's not just I'm from Washington, D.C., and I got guys from Baltimore,
Yes.
My man,
Fuck
I
yeah.
got guys from Virginia, 7 cities, Richmond. Bro, my man, I got guys from Maryland. You might not know this. I'm gonna give you a little history about me. I'm from Washington, D.C. My mother was a young mother. She was struggling. She was addicted to drugs and she was trying to find herself. And um, my mother moved to North Carolina. So it was just me and my grandmother. And when I would fuck up, my grandmother would send me out Maryland, my relatives, the Greenbelt.
For real.
I went to Spring Hill Lake Elementary.
Uh-huh.
I went to Greenbelt Middle School.
Uh-huh.
I go out here, I gotta stay here because first of all, my grandmother raised me. So I come in the house, I got all F's. She, she say, well, I know you can read. I know you can write. I know damn well you ain't did no F, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your ass ain't doing what you supposed to be doing. You taking your ass out of Maryland. And so yeah, I had a little bit of Greenbelt too. I had to go out Greenbelt, grew up in Greenbelt too. You know what I mean? So now that you are starting to take your craft serious, um, I got a 2-part question. The first one is, are you really that confident or are you really that serious that you really ready to focus strictly on your music and push your craft?
Yeah, for sure. Did you want to follow it up with a different question or did you want me to just answer that question first?
And the second question is, what about the people that wasn't hip to you coming up that now see you and might want to throw you something to get a feature because they fucking with you and feeling your movement?
Yeah, for sure. So right now, I was in a drought for a long time. You know what I'm saying? As far as music, I had writer's block. I was fucked up. Mental health getting to me. You know what I'm saying? I was down bad on my fucking dick. Let me be honest with you. No car got repo, broke my fucking ankle, lost my job. You know, I ain't had nothing to really fund that shit. You know, I had to really take a step back, and it really kind of like saved me for real. So me coming back now, this should mean something different to me. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't a lot of people who came over my house when I was fucked up. I ain't had no car. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't a lot of motherfuckers who came and fucked with me on the money tip. I'm still sending the men over. I bailed 2 of my men out before I got a whip. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. That's how loyal I am, you know what I'm saying, to this type of shit. And then it's like, you know, take a step back and think about that type of shit. It's like, damn, I'm not even like, I'm selfless. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I, this is self-destructing myself. I'm not even where I need to be at in order to even help these people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still doing it off the strength. But that's just to say, you know what I'm saying, that this mean a little bit more to me because, you know, this the first song back. This the first song that I'm back and it's
Sure.
doing fucking numbers. And now
Curious
I'm
about
tunnel vision, locked the fuck in. And you know what I'm saying? The youngins, and I've already hit up a couple youngins, 14 years old, 15 years old, $100. Throw me 100. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple youngins argue with me over $100. I'm like, damn, you see what I'm doing on the gram? I'm doing 100K on the gram with me. So it's like $100, youngin. You don't got $100. Why are you rapping? I'm making $100. I'm 14. I'm shoveling snow. I'm cutting.
So back to, you say, the youngest, they ain't even got $100, and at that age, you said, you was shoveling stuff. Hey, bro, carrying grocery bags, pumping
I
gas,
don't give a fuck what it is.
breaking leaves. But one of the things I used to do as a kid, we used to collect cans though. See, you can still do, ain't no doing out here.
I just seen a video about that shit.
We used to collect cans, and every so often you put a little rock in them. So it way more. He get more money. You know what I'm saying? But I just saying stuff now, like you can get money now off aluminum. This ain't no fucking aluminum.
Yeah, nah, for real. Nah, yeah, like shoveling snow was like the big. I remember my 16th birthday. I was in Greenbelt. I ain't get nothing for my birthday, which that's neither here or there, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I also want to say that I'm not going to glorify like I see a lot of people saying like they struggled. You know what I'm saying? They went through a rough struggle. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm gonna really say about my childhood is like is I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm still alive.
No question.
So it's like I'm not gonna glorify the oh we didn't eat type. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really on that. I'm not here to show somebody else that I went through a rough time and through my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm blessed as shit on the men. Like so, but yeah, like 16th birthday, snowing like shit. My birthday in January, snowing like
January what?
January 24th.
Oh, my birthday in January.
But you hear me? So we in Greenbelt, like I said. So I'm across the bridge from Greenbrier, Eleanor Roosevelt, on the old Greenbelt side with the old folks and shit. So we shoveling snow. I make like 180, right? I walk in the snow to Beltway Plaza. Hello. I'm walking to Beltway Plaza. Air Force Ones. I'm hitting last stop, and I got a Hugo Boss shirt. You hear me? Straight slagged on they dumb ass. But that's the type of shit I was doing as a youngin'. So yeah, I really feel
They
like
don't got that no more. They don't care
They
about
don't-
swag.
they just trying to trap.
They trying to get high.
Yeah, they trying to
They
do
want some perks and shit, some yellow.
Yeah, I ain't knowing that type of
Bunch of.
shit.
So listen, man, your video, your song, you got this controversial
Yeah, for sure.
KKK, KKK,
Anti.
anti-KKK.
Mm,
Just the word
yeah,
KKK.
yeah,
Boom.
yeah,
Talk
sure,
about
for sure. Um, you know, I feel like this is like more simpler than what people really making it to be. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of comments about certain shit, and you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, and I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't, but it wasn't like I'm dissing the KKK. If you understand what I was saying in my song, it's just like basically I'm not banging my race when I get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Now that's neither here or there if you believe me or not. You know what I'm saying? But
I see that.
I seen a lot of artists, black artists that I listen to, KP, you know what I'm saying? All these different, drill artists too from our area saying they KKK because they don't fuck with, you know what I'm saying? But I'm white, so it's like I'm the opposite. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with. I feel like more white people have heard me than any other race. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a self hate. It's not a self hate that like people was trying to talk about. Like I've really been done wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if you never felt what I felt, then you wouldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, with my mother leaving me, you know what I'm saying? My uncle, when I was 12 years old, laced me with K2. I'm 12 years old. I never been high before in my life. And I'm smoking K2. You know what I'm saying? Going through shit like that. Like, it's been a lot. My father, you know what I'm saying? This is the first time that I had talked about this ever on any platform. My father is actually racist.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he built me to be what he wanted me to be. But in the end, I turned into the total opposite of what he wanted me to be. You know what I'm saying? So growing up in a household, being taught to hate, you know what I'm saying, black people, any kind of race, no interracial dating, and to, you know what I'm saying, throw it back in his fucking face like I ain't banging my fucking race. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of another like wasn't that deep, but it was kind of more deeper for me because it's like, and I love my father, but it's certain tendencies that you can't, like I said, my girlfriend black. I live in an all black household with all women. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain shit that I'm not standing for. I feel like I'm selling out if I get locked up. Oh, but that's what you supposed to do. You supposed to go with your. I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm banging whatever they in there banging, jump me in. I'm slime, whatever. I'm already, da da da, politics, whatever. It's like I'm not on that. I don't want to become that. I don't never want to be that. I never want to teach hate, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's really, this song got a deeper meaning to it, but it's also simple. You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
when I was in prison, you had from DC, I ain't know no white boys. But I met some white boys from Virginia, some white boys from Baltimore that was cellies with a black guy. And was cool as shit. Ate with us, hung with us, worked out with us. He was in the black in the DMV car, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, with us talking and you know, I would ask him like, you know, because the white boys, they don't like him.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you know, they don't like me. And I used to be like, you know, like, how do you feel not being with the white boys, being with the blacks? Do you feel like a sellout? And he said, I grew up in a black, he like, this what the fuck I've been raised with. He like, bro, I'm not switching up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't denying my race. I'm white, but I'm from Baltimore. This my hood. You know what I'm saying? I went to this elementary. I went to this school. I spent the night over his house. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I looked at him with a different type of strength of standing. You going through something people ain't going through. And even though you in the car, you know, you good. You know, he's standing as a man gonna fight anyway. He don't
Yeah.
need nothing but we got your back. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. But he had to take a different type of stare, you know what I mean, when he went out just because he with black people, you know what I mean? And you know, me personally, I've grown to have a love for him over the years. And so, you know, I stood beside him and I see the stares. And he will always say, I don't give a fuck about that shit. But deep down inside somewhere, I'm like, it gotta bother you, like you gotta deal with, you know what I mean? So I'm proud of you for being a man, making your own decisions. And let me tell you something. Right now, um, I don't think that people could say anything negative about, you know, what you're doing musically because there's a growth right now on you. And you went from this wild, we all did it, bro.
Yeah.
And there's a growth.
Yeah.
Not only, you know, in your music, but your approach now, the business side, the creative side. You know, that's a good thing. Before we go, is it anything that you want to say? And I'm gonna give you two things to do before we go.
All right.
One is a universal question I ask everybody because we need their help, right? When people wake up, they don't know they're gonna get killed today. They don't know they're gonna go to jail today. Some people coming home today. Some people great jump off the porch to get in the game. Some people try and get out the game.
Yeah.
You could say something that could mean something to everybody. What would you say?
Be safe on the men.
No question.
Be safe
No,
on this man.
no question. Now, how we check your music out, man?
Man, you know, I got a distro kid right now, so everything out on all platforms. We got anti-KKK on YouTube, you know, video wise. You got it on Instagram at White Slime, SLYME. I'm trying to find who the fuck at White Slime is, SLIME. I've been trying to track his ass down, trying to buy his fucking page from him. He got 0 followers. I don't know what he on. I'm trying to get that, Joe. You with me? But that shit everywhere. Spotify, Spinrilla. I even dropped it on SoundCloud, Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? That shit everywhere. Go get that shit, man. For sure.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Listen, this that hood takeover. It's hot as shit out here, bro. Shit like Africa hot out this motherfucker. We baking out
Oh,
this.
the man, I
You know what I'm
got
saying?
a hoodie
That's
on.
that love up. You with the YNs, mo. That's what y'all do. You lucky you ain't have your skeezy and shit.
You ain't already fucked up.
It's your motherfucking shiesty on out this these y'all. But at the end of the day, we uniting. It's that hood takeover. Go check out Moon Man Ballin' on all platforms. Right about Our City Credo, it's the clothing line. Go check it out. When you get up and you wake up, Realize that if we don't stand up and push for ourselves, we can't cry about nobody ain't doing nothing for us. You know what I mean? In this situation with Moon, we out.